How is everybody doing today? I would like to introduce you guys to Magic Curryson, a combination of the three greatest point guards in NBA history: Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Stephen Curry. Magic Curryson is going to be a 99 overall, 6'9" point guard that is an all-around threat and has 52 badges. And how we actually created this player is we got Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Steph Curry in the game. And then we went through every single attribute of these three players, took the highest of each attribute, and applied it to Magic Curryson to make a combination of the three greatest point guards. So for an example, coming here to layup, the highest attribute of these three players was a 98. So Magic Curryson has a 98 layup. 3-point, going to be the highest was a 99, so he's going to have a 99 3-point, and then so on and so on for every single stat category. I also changed Magic Curryson's tendencies, so he plays a little bit like each of these 3 point guards. I also took the highest of every single player's badges, so of course, like I mentioned earlier, Magic Curryson is going to have 52 badges. I also took the best hotspot from each of these players, so in fact, Magic Curryson is going to be hot from literally every single place on the court. And then lastly, we gave Magic Curryson Magic Johnson's height, so he's going to be a 6'9" point guard, and he is going to be pretty overpowered. If you guys want some super cool basketball phone cases, then head over to hoops.com, and you can also use code Smequle for 10% off on your order. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Okay, so we got our man Magic Curryson on the Golden State Warriors now. I decided just to replace Stephen Curry with Magic Curryson and see how good he would do in today's NBA. If Magic Curryson can get a triple-double and also score an insane amount of points. Two things I am going to do in our sim points of emphasis. I want Magic Curryson to be the first scoring option. I also want the offensive focus to be played through Magic Curryson, just so we can get the best stats possible through this player. And we'll also find out if you get MVP, win an NBA championship and everything like that, maybe break some records as well. But without further ado, let's hop into the simulation and find out what Magic Curryson can do. Making it to the All-Star Draft, Magic Curryson does end up being a captain, and he's going to be facing off against Team Giannis. On Magic Curryson's team, he's going to have Kyrie, LeBron, AD, and Joel Embiid. So a very solid squad right there. Let's find out if he can get the W against Giannis. Also, he can possibly win this 3-point contest. So Magic Curryson is going to get the 3-point contest W, as you can see right here. Zion with the slam dunk contest. And in the All-Star game, Team Magic Curryson is going to get the W. Magic Curryson, 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 17 assists. That is crazy. That amount of assists in an All-Star game as well, scoring 21 points. And they just completely destroyed Team Giannis. But let's just simulate the rest of the season and see if Magic Curryson can get MVP. Coming to the 2020 NBA Awards, Magic Curryson does end up getting MVP, and he was so close to averaging a triple-double, 0.1 assists off doing it with 31.8 points as well. That is pretty crazy. He also averaged 2.3 steals and 1 block per game, which might possibly make him depoy. I'm not completely sure if that's going to happen though. Shot 52% from the field goal, 93% from the free throw line, and 43% from the 3-point line. Rookie of the year goes to Ja Morant, Nurkic, 6-man, and depoy is going to go to Kawhi Leonard, even though Magic Curryson did have better defensive stats. So interesting right there. Mike Budenholzer going to get coach of the year. Warriors end up going 59-23, so doing a lot better than last season, obviously. Of course, Magic Curryson going to be on the All-NBA first team, and he does make the All-Defensive first team as well, so he's probably like the next pick to actually win Defensive Player of the Year. But a great season for Magic Curryson. This might be one of the greatest seasons in NBA history. Warriors end up getting the 2nd seed in the West, and they only had one more loss than the LA Clippers. Check out our league leaders this season. Magic Curryson is going to be the points leader with 31.8 points per game, which is very impressive in general, but then the fact that he also had 10.9 rebounds and 9.9 assists per game makes it so much better. I mean, this was just ridiculous by him. Rebounds per game, obviously, he's not going to be at the top because we've got a bunch of centers, but he is 14th in the league for rebounding as a point guard. That is pretty crazy. Assists per game, he's going to be at the top for that. Nobody averaged more than 10 assists per game. It would have been so sick if he ended up getting that triple-double. Barely fell short. He ends up getting the same amount of steals per game as Kawhi Leonard. He did have more blocks, though. But the blocks aren't much compared to a lot of these big men as well. He's going to be 46th in the league for blocks per game. In terms of three-point percentage, he ends up getting 6th in the league. Klay Thompson and JJ Redick above him. I don't know how, but JJ Redick is on the Warriors now, which is a little interesting. And then for free throw percentage, Magic Curryson going to be 6th in the league. So for pretty much everything, he's near the top for a lot of these stats. I wonder about his minutes per game as well. Surprisingly, not at the top. I think if he played more minutes, his stats would have been even more crazy. 24th in the league, only 34.6 minutes per game. If he played more minutes, I mean, he could have put up some crazy stats. If he played the same amount of minutes as Devin Booker, he could have done even better. Last thing I want to do here is check out his game highs. So check this out. He scored 65 points in a game this season, which is going to make him the league leader. And that is going to be more than Magic Johnson, Stephen Curry, or Oscar Robertson ever scored in their entire careers. And he just did it in his first season of simulation right here. Let's see if he beat any more records or league leaders this season. Looks like it's going to be Trae Young for three-pointers. I think assists, he might be up there quite a bit. For rebounds, he ended up getting 20 rebounds one game, which is crazy for a point guard. Joel Embiid with 26, though. And then for assists, he ended up getting 17, which is going to be tied with Chris Paul this season. 17, very good. A very high amount of assists for a single game. And he played 41 minutes one game as well. He's going to end up having the second most three-pointers made in an NBA season, only behind Stephen Curry, but 401, only one behind. That is very impressive. Starting off in the first round, going to be facing off against the Portland Trailblazers. This should be a pretty easy victory for them with a 2-0 lead right now. Make that a 3-0 lead. And is it going to be a sweep? No, Portland actually ends up getting a game. And there we go. 4-1 victory for the Warriors. And they're going to be facing off against the Lakers in the second round. A very, very tough matchup in the second round here. So let's see if Magic Curryson is able carry the team to a victory here, and looks like the Lakers sweeping the Warriors. Magic Curryson, I mean, it's the LA Lakers. There's not much you can do. I mean, Magic Curryson, look at this box score in game number 4. 47 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. It's not enough to defeat the Lakers. The rest of the team just didn't perform well enough. And then the Clippers are going to end up winning the finals here, but I want to check out how Magic Curryson did in the NBA Finals. Coming over to playoff stats, league leaders, or in the playoffs, I mean. So in the playoffs, Magic Curryson averaging 37.6 points per game, 10.9 rebounds, and 12.2 assists. So that's going to be it for this season for Magic Curryson, but I'm also going to be doing a career simulation with him where I actually draft him into the NBA at 19 years old, and then I'm going to simulate through his entire career. Okay, so I had to switch over to PC because on PS4, the simulating Magic Curryson's entire career would have taken 16 and a half hours, but here we are at the 2020 NBA Draft. Let's find out who gets, I don't know who gets first pick. It's going to be the San Antonio Spurs, and of course, they're going to pick up Magic Curryson. So the Spurs looking like they're going to be a franchise, a great franchise, yet again with this pickup. And for some reason, Magic Curryson is now 28 years old. He's supposed to be 19. So I'm going to have to fix that really quick here. All right, so I fixed it up. Magic Curryson's now 19 years old. He's going to be a rookie, but I'm just going to simulate through his entire NBA career in today's NBA and find out how good he does. Next time you'll be seeing me is at the end of his career. For me, it's going to take a little bit to simulate, but you guys are going to be seeing it in 3, 2, 1. We are now in the year 2040, and Magic Curryson has finally retired at a 91 overall. Of course, he was a 99 overall before. He went down a little bit, and not gonna lie, his career was a little bit disappointing, especially compared to that great season he had when he was on the Warriors. but we'll go over his award history. He still did very good. He ended up winning MVP 3 times in 2025, 2026, and 2036. So there was a 10-year stretch where he didn't win MVP, and then he won it again. I think it's mostly because of his team. His team wasn't amazing. He actually didn't end up winning a single championship. He just did not have much help on his team. He ended up making the All-Star team 20 years from 2021 to 2040. So every single year of his career, he made the All-Star team. He made the first team All-NBA 15 times and the second team 5 times. So every year but 5, he was on that first team. So he was super close to getting so many MVPs. He was like the next guy up so many years in a row, but he was just not able to win it. And then Defensive Player of the Year, he won 7 times. First team All-Defensive 19 times. And then in his final season, he was on the second All-Defensive team. He was Rookie of the Year, and he was on the first team All-Rookie team. Those are all of his stats. I mean, he got some crazy awards right here. The only thing he didn't get was a championship, and that's just because he was on a bad team. The Spurs team was not very good for him, which kind of sucks. It would have been cool to see him do a little bit better. Game highs in his career: 66 points, 23 field goals, 36 field goals attempted, 13 three-pointers, 29 free throws made, 20 rebounds, 24 assists, 9 steals, 6 blocks. And he played 53 minutes one game as well. Final thing we're going to do is find out if he set any records in the NBA. Total points in a career, he is going to be 4th all-time with 42,269. So a bunch of players absolutely just destroying Kareem's record of 38,000. Free throws made, he's going to be 11th all-time. Free throws made, he's going to be 4th. Rebounds, he's going to be 20th. Assists, he is going to take John Stockton's spot and become 1st all-time for assists in a career with 16,137. Not going to make it up here for blocks, but for steals, he is going to be right behind John Stockton, 2nd all-time. And the last thing we'll do is check out his career stats right here. So his best season was 30.6 points per game, and that was in 2036. That's when he won his 3rd MVP, which actually wasn't even as good as when we did our first simulation with him. So being on a good team really matters in these simulations. Of course, when Magic Curryson was on the Warriors, that's a better team. His stats were just way more crazy. He averaged 25.8 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 9.8 assists. Super close to averaging a triple-double throughout his career. But that is going to be it for this video. You can definitely say that Magic Curryson is the greatest player of all time if he won a few more championships. I don't know if you can say it without those championships, but that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression is all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the